In 1963, a group of men in England decided to rob the Royal Mail train. Leading this group was Bruce Reynolds. Who is Bruce Reynolds? How did he plan such a massive heist? Let's dive into the details. Bruce Richard Reynolds was born on September 7, 1931, in London. He lost his mother at a young age and was raised by his father. Bruce was smart but quite mischievous during his school years. Imagine, at the age of 14, he started stealing small items from shops. These minor crimes gradually escalated, and in his teenage years, he joined a local gang. Small thefts and car heists followed, and Bruce set his sights on bigger targets. What did he do in this gang? He was particularly good at car thefts. Sometimes, he and his friends would race stolen cars through the streets of London, feeling the adrenaline rush as they evaded the police. This excitement led Bruce to take even bigger risks in his criminal career. Once, while racing a stolen car, they had a close encounter with the police. But Bruce skillfully maneuvered and managed to escape. Stories like these helped build Bruce's reputation in the underworld. Bruce's rise in the criminal world was swift. By his 20s, Bruce had become a professional criminal, well known in London's underworld. What set him apart was not just his bravery but his incredible attention to detail. Imagine planning every aspect of a heist down to the smallest detail. One day, Bruce had a big idea. Why settle for an ordinary heist when I can pull off the biggest heist in history? This thought made Bruce Reynolds the mastermind behind the Great Train Robbery. To turn this idea into reality, he needed a perfect plan. The first step was to gather a reliable and skilled team. Bruce assembled a crew of old friends and notable figures from the underworld. The team included Ronnie Biggs, Buster Edwards, and Charlie Wilson. Ronnie Biggs had been involved in various crimes, but this would be his biggest job yet. Buster Edwards was a seasoned heist expert and a trusted member of the team. Charlie Wilson was known for his intelligence and calm demeanor. With the team complete, they started planning the details of the heist. The plan centered around manipulating the train's signaling system. They chose a spot near Bradego Railway Bridge close to Cheddington to stop the train. Imagine waiting at this bridge at midnight, praying everything goes as planned. They acquired the necessary tools, sledgehammers, cutting equipment, and other gear. Bruce knew this job had to be executed professionally, so he planned every detail meticulously. The escape plan was also thoroughly prepared. After seizing the money, they would flee to Leatherslade Farm. Bruce had scouted this farm months before the heist and determined it would be a perfect hideout. He even inspected the security measures around the farmhouse. This farm was quiet and secluded, an ideal place to hide. Everything was ready, all that remained was to carry out the heist. On the night of August 8, 1963, the big day arrived. Late at night, the train was traveling from Glasgow to London. Bruce and his team manipulated the train's signaling system to stop it. Poor engineer Jack Mills was shocked to see masked men in front of him. He was knocked out by a blow to the head. The robbers quickly boarded the train and started unloading sacks of cash. The train was carrying approximately £2.6 million, which is about £40 million today. Imagine unloading a train full of money and everything seems to be going smoothly. You've only knocked out the engineer, a minor detail, right? There were 128 sacks on the train, and the robbers carefully unloaded each one. Each sack weighed 25 kilos, making it a serious task. The team continuously encouraged each other, working quickly to get the job done. However, amid the excitement and stress of the heist, some mistakes were made. For instance, some equipment was left at the scene, making it easier for the police to track them. It's even rumored that some of the robbers forgot to wear gloves, leaving fingerprints behind. Bruce had no idea these small mistakes would come back to haunt them. After collecting the money, the team quickly returned to the farmhouse. They managed to escape to Leatherslade Farm. This farm was the perfect place to hide after the heist. They stayed hidden in the farmhouse for days. Bruce kept morale high, assuring his team that everything was going as planned. However, due to intense police pursuit, they had to abandon the farm. The police were determined to track down the robbers. Clues left at the scene made it easier for the police to follow their trail. Most of the team was captured shortly after. However, Bruce Reynolds managed to evade capture for a few years. Finally, in 1968, he was caught and sentenced to a long prison term. The team hid at Leatherslade Farm for a few days before leaving to avoid attracting attention. But the traces they left behind made it easier for the police to find them. The police followed the clues and soon arrested many of the robbers. Bruce Reynolds managed to stay on the run for several years. He fled London and hid in Europe. However, in 1968, he was finally caught by the police and sentenced to a lengthy prison term. Reynolds' escape and eventual capture were some of the most notable events following the heist. Bruce Reynolds and most of his team were captured and sentenced to long prison terms. Bruce Reynolds received a 25-year prison sentence. Ronnie Biggs managed to escape from prison and lived on the run for years. He returned to England and surrendered in 2001. The trial garnered significant media attention in England. Courtrooms were packed, and the public eagerly followed the robbers' fate. The sentences handed down sparked debates among the public. Some people felt the sentences were too harsh, while others believed that such crimes deserved even stiffer penalties. The trials featured interesting dialogues and humorous reactions from the defendants, which caught the media's attention. For instance, during the trial, Bruce's lawyer claimed that his client had not just committed a theft but had created a work of art, causing the courtroom to burst into laughter. Ronnie Biggs' escape is a story in itself. He escaped from Wandsworth Prison in 1965 and hid in South America for years. His escape and years on the run fascinated the media and inspired numerous documentaries and films. In 2001, facing health issues, he returned to England and surrendered, spending the rest of his life in prison. Biggs' life became a testament to how a criminal could become a legend. He even became famous in Brazil during his years on the run, with tourists visiting Brazil just to see him. The Great Train Robbery became a significant part of popular culture. This event inspired many books, films, and documentaries. Especially the stories of Bruce Reynolds and the other robbers held a prominent place in British popular culture. This event was brought to the big screen with films like Buster and The Great Train Robbery. Additionally, many books were written about Bruce Reynolds' life and the planning of the heist. The robbery became one of the most famous crime stories in England. Bruce Reynolds' autobiography is one of the key sources detailing the behind-the-scenes of the heist and how it was planned. This robbery was more than just a crime story, it influenced public views on justice, crime, and punishment. The robbers' courage and ingenuity were admired by many, but they also faced the harsh reality of the justice system. The Great Train Robbery led to a review of security measures in England and increased security for postal trains. This event highlighted the importance of security protocols. After this heist, the postal systems in England underwent significant reforms to improve security measures. The story of the Great Train Robbery, one of the greatest and most fascinating heists in history, does not end here. Bruce Reynolds and his team made history with their courage and ingenuity. This story demonstrates how courage and intelligence, combined with meticulous planning and teamwork, can lead to great achievements. However, it's crucial to remember that crime always comes with a price.